Good evening. It is Black Friday 2023. We are in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's about 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. About 30 degrees outside. We're going to take a little walk around. Right now, we are outside of CHS Field. There is this holiday light event going on called Glow. Looks absolutely beautiful in there. This looks like a really fun event. They are playing music, so I'm staying back a little bit. Might get a copyright strike on that, so maybe we'll be muted here later. Let's go peek in really quick, but you can see that there's a zip line in here, all sorts of cool stuff. So this is the minor league and college baseball stadium, and it's lit up like a Christmas tree. Like Clark Griswold's got a hold of the place and went absolutely wild. It's called Glow. Might have to come check it out one of these weeks. Looks like a fun event, but they just started playing music, so I'm gonna step away. St. Paul is very lively tonight. There's a lot going on. There's a busker over here playing a little music. He's got actually the amplification system might be with the event there. You have Glow going on here. Just 2-3 short blocks down the hill here is gonna be the St. Paul European Christmas Market, which I did just record a standalone video of, and I'll upload that tonight. Hopefully that'll be ready soon to enjoy. We'll go show the Christmas market from below, but I don't think I'm gonna walk through the market. Maybe I can. I'm undecided on if I'm going to walk through the market on the video yet. There's also a Minnesota Wild National Hockey League team hockey game going on up the street here, starting in about an hour at the xcel Energy Center. This is the Green Line train. Yeah, I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. Thank you for tuning in so far. A beautiful 30-degree night in St. Paul, Minnesota. Just on the other side of this Union Station that's ahead of us is the Mississippi River. See, I'm sitting here waiting for the sign, but no one else is. Am I going to be the one that gets hit now? Is that how it goes?
What is this lady with?
I think it's the train. Yay! Alright, so we're walking down Broadway Street here, going towards the St. Paul European Christmas Market. Run, 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 run! Coming towards Kellogg Boulevard. Yeah, it's good to be out. I don't do a lot of nighttime streams or videos. When I'm at home, I tend to do them when I'm on vacation a bit, but I have a little free time tonight. Kind of a cool alley here. Yeah, so just above here is the St. Paul European Christmas Market. We'll go take a quick look, but I don't think we're gonna walk through much of it just because it's so crowded in there. A little bit hard to get through. And I do have another video of that coming up that I recorded maybe a half hour, 45 minutes ago. I'll be uploading shortly. But we will have a nice walk through downtown St. Paul for a little bit tonight. So it's a double special one for me. I don't get out at night often, and I often don't spend a ton of time in St. Paul. Hurry, walk. So up here at the beautiful Union Depot, you have the St. Paul European Christmas Market right now, going on throughout the holiday season. You can see it's a very popular event. I think it's probably a little more popular this year than it's been in the past. Always been a little crowded, but this year with the cancellation of Holiday Dazzle in Minneapolis, there's going to be even bigger crowds.
Right.
It extends across the bus platform over here. All kinds of booths, vendors. Hey Ricardo, hi in Paraguay. Hope you're having a wonderful day there. It's probably actually evening now. Welcome to Minnesota. Thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to show off up there a little bit really quick before we go walk through St. Paul. I'm thinking our destination will be over closer to the xcel Energy Center where the hockey game is, just kind of walking through downtown in that direction, but not entirely sure. See where the evening takes us. Walking along Kellogg Avenue in St. Paul right now. The famous cereal company Kellogg's is the rich history of milling in the Twin Cities. And that Kellogg family was from this area. There's a light right here on the Christmas market, but it is not illuminated, unfortunately. Yeah, that light says European Christmas light market. Probably looks pretty cool when it's all lit up, but for whatever reason they don't have it on this evening. When I I was walking through there, there was maybe a handful of booths that were still being set up. Still work to be done. This is the Lower Town Lofts. Yeah, so it's heated up quite a bit today here in Minnesota. I woke up this morning to 16 degrees, very cold morning, and now we've reached about 30. So feels a lot nicer than what we started out with, but still a bit chilly. Almost nice enough to walk without gloves. Got St. Paul Fire heading down the hill towards that Christmas market. Hopefully everybody's okay there. Metro Transit Green Line in front of the beautiful Union Depot in St. Paul. Dan Oldray says, yeah, I don't think Kellogg Boulevard has anything to do with Kellogg Cereals family. It's named after Frank Kellogg. Is that not the same Kellogg? I thought the Kellogg family was from here, and one of them had invented one of these cereals before they moved off to another place and were related with the grain mills. I could be incorrect, but yeah, I'll have to look that up and clear it up there. Thanks for the fact checking there, Dan. Maybe my stories are getting mixed up. I know that there were two brothers in that family, and one of them had split off because, and I'm not sure that this is Frank Kellogg, this is the cereal one. There were two brothers in the family, and then they had a fight over including sugar in the cereal, and they had split up regarding that, from my understanding. Dan says Frank Kellogg won the Nobel Peace Prize. Very cool. And got a street named after him in St. Paul. Down there is CHS Field, where we started out, and that glow event, Christmas light event, holiday light. We were walking towards Mears Park.
Hey, don't record me. Don't record me. I'm a storm. You gotta pay for that.
We got a star in our presence. A star is born. Yeah, so here is Mears Park, which I was told that there's some nice Christmas lights and a Christmas tree or something up here. Looks like the tree and everything are just well lit around here. I think that might have been what they were talking about. Maybe the main St. Paul tree would be in Rice Park. If there is one. Yeah, this is Mears Park. During the summer, there are food trucks along the park on weekdays. I'm gonna put on my gold real quick. Escape Gravity thinks that the classical music is supposed to keep, it says that the classical music is supposed to keep certain elements away. The classical music haters are getting deterred from that part. The Mears Park Place Apartments. I wasn't sure if you'd be able to hear the classical music in there. It was faint for me, but maybe it's picking up a little better than I thought. Oh, I don't have my microphone today. I left that in my bag. Forgot about that. I did get a microphone a week or two back, and then recently was going to start recording videos with that, but I left the microphone in my work bag. So next time we will get a video with a microphone. Today, not so much. I kind of know my way around downtown St. Paul. Not super well. I've walked through a few times, but not entirely sure where everything is. I know the direction I'm heading in, but let's see what we find. Atlas Staffing. You can hear the classical music. Can you hear the baby in there? I can hear a baby crying out of one of those windows. Oh, we're walking towards the Wells Fargo building here, and then eventually gonna move towards Palace Theater and that nice little brick area that I like in downtown St. Paul. See the light there on that First Bank building. Can't really see the building well right now, but very popular structure in St. Paul. Escape Gravity says a little bit. You could hear the baby. Hear the baby crying. Get it a pacifier or some milk. Pick it up. You know, it got a lot quieter as soon as we stepped a few blocks away from the, not Winter Carnival, the European Christmas market in the Glow show. We'll see how things get when we get closer to the hockey stadium and the theaters and all that stuff. Trapped between a street and a wall. Wall Street. We're not on Wall Street anymore. Well, we were a few minutes ago. I wonder if this is the same fire vehicle we saw heading the other direction about 15 minutes ago. Could be. Feels like that temperatures might be starting to drop. I'm also sort of testing this new phone in the cold today because my old phone used to struggle in the cold quite a bit. So I'd get outside, it would be anything colder than 30 degrees or so. Only had 15-20 minutes of recording in it, and we'll see how we do today. Yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in so far, walking with me through St. Paul. I feel like I might have taken some wrong turns and may not be on the most picturesque parts, because there are some nice, a little more historic buildings in St. Paul. But there you got, it's that indoor pickleball, corn toss, little bar. Yeah, I think I wanted to stay down there actually. Oh well, we'll loop around. Found this streamer on YouTube. I actually don't know the name. It was I was watching it the last couple of days. He's in St. Petersburg and throughout Russia, and has some kind of interesting videos, which brings a interesting perspective for me as a Minnesotan, where we live in these cold climates, and you see the streets in some of these places, and there's quite a few people out enjoying the city and bustling main streets and throughout the cold days. But Minnesota, we don't quite have so many people out these days, so might be some stuff to learn from how they're building their cities, how they're making use to their spaces. I don't know. Yeah, I found that one interesting the last few days. Here's the NPR News building. I remember someone asking me a few months back to go take a look at I don't remember if it was the NPR News building or the TPT building. One of the two. Either way, I did not get around to the outdoor daytime video in St. Paul yet. So, one of these days. parking ramp. I think that connects I think that's the Children's Museum parking ramp. You can see in the distance here, Alliance Bank, which I believe Alliance Bank might be moving into the Wells Fargo building. I don't know where I heard that. Lovely Capitol building blocked by a cube. The parking ramp cube or the NPR cube, or the variety of cubes that we build up within our cities. Yeah, I actually don't think I've ever, I've lived in Minnesota for a while now, and I don't think I've ever walked around the Minnesota State Capitol. When I was in Iowa a few weeks back, there was a library in the Iowa State Capitol that was recommended to me that I went to go check out, but still have not toured the Minnesota State Capitol. We'll have to do that someday. Daniel just says, remember the NPR raccoon a few summers ago? She climbed all the way to the top of that skyscraper you just walked by. No, just walked along. The world watched. I do remember that. Yeah, that was very fun. The NPR raccoon. Yeah. Had to have been 2018, 2019. Feels like a very long time ago. Is the wonderful Minnesota Children's Museum. You have kids and are visiting the area, cannot recommend it enough. Very cool, fun place to go hang out and take the kids exploring. Fitzgerald Theater. Maybe we'll walk up and take a closer look at the Capitol in a bit here. Yeah, the NPR raccoon. I had forgotten about that little guy. It is 6:20 on a Friday. It is very quiet, considering that there's a hockey game about to start in 40 minutes, 3-4 blocks away at an arena that has, what, 20,000 something people that it'll bring in. I'd expect a bit more activity around here. Atmosphere at the Palace Theater coming up tomorrow, Sunday, I think, something like that. Afro Dally, Minnesota's own, South Minneapolis's own Atmosphere. I think he moved away. Cafes could have some heat barrels like in South Korea, Escape Gravity says. Yeah, I think heat lamps are kind of going to be a must in this area if you expect people to be sitting outside. This is the new Rectangle Pizza, the restaurant, spelled with a W. The brand is Rectangle Pizza. Rectangle at the Palace. They do Detroit style pizza. Very good, very popular. Oh, the Loon Cafe has people inside too. Getting some drinks before the hockey game. I guess people just aren't really outside because it is one of the first colder days of the year. Think about acclimating to the seasons. where in a month or two, 30 will be fine. A day like today, where you woke up to sub 20 for the first time of the year. Maybe not as excited to be outside. This is a cool little walkway. I think when we were in St. Paul maybe a month or two ago doing that Skyway video, this was still being built. Beautiful landmark center. We were talking on Twitter a few weeks back, and we're trying to say, so you think of Minneapolis and you are likely going to think of Spoon Bridge and Cherry. You see that sculpture and it's very much so tied to Minneapolis, and they're saying what St. Paul thing would have that same effect, and what would that be? And my thought was the Landmark Center, which I think is one of the most beautiful buildings in the state, but I'm a bit biased. Some people did say the cathedral, others said the state capitol. Personally, I don't think either of those two really stand out. I mean, they're beautiful buildings. I'm not discrediting them at all. I just don't think they stand out in terms of being unique from others to, say someone's traveling across the world and sees all these different cities. The St. Paul Capitol it's a cool building, but it's very similar to a lot of other state capitals. You guys see me? Does the bus see me here? Yeah. Not that the Landmark Center is that crazy unique. I mean, that Richardsonian Romanesque style was very popular for a long time there, but I would say that would be the standout for me. There's other things I'd love to hear about them, other ideas for what we think are unique St. Paul structures. This is that St. Paul Landmark Center. I believe it is now a museum. Tours through here. And then I believe when they said Mears Park for the Christmas tree, they may have been thinking Rice Park, because here's the tree, clearly on the street. Escape Gravity said you had our prom here. Is that at the Landmark Center or in the park? Prom in the park. St. Paul. I like these little signs. I think at the square here, Rice Park is very cool and done very well. I like beneath, or centered between all these important buildings. We have the St. Paul Hotel on one side, this classic old hotel with the St. Paul Athletic Club, which is currently for sale. Landmark Center, the Ordway Center, the Ramsey County Central Library, and then everything over on this side connected to the xcel and that. Yeah, very cool center here. And then you have the events throughout the year, such as the Winter Carnival, which I kind of want to check out this year. I haven't been to the Winter Carnival in about 5-6 years. Dan says Rice Park is just a brilliant urban space, a wonderful public square surrounded by great buildings, great proportions. Absolutely. So I'm learning, so I have my gloves on, and I haven't used this gimbal very much before with gloves on, so when I go to move it, it's kind of swaying a bit. So bear with me, everybody. By the end of winter, I'll be used to using it with gloves on, and then I won't need them anymore.
That's a good one.
Yeah, the St. Paul Winter Carnival is that I'm really excited to check out.
Who's hungry?
It's some fun stuff to take your pictures with photos with this Salvation Army Tree of Lights.
We can walk by here and get on our way back, but we wanted to get it done while it was not freezing cold.
Oh my god!
And everybody's going to be heading this way for the hockey game. I don't know if they still are going to be doing it. I know they used to do outdoor ice skating in this area during the winter. I don't know if it was in the center of Rice Park or a block or so off, but oftentimes there's ice skating in downtown St. Paul from what I remember. But that was years ago that I used to walk through this area. We'll make a point to be out here more this winter. Here's the Science Museum of Minnesota. Check out Como Park. Yeah, who needs Lake Como in Italy when you have Como Lake in St. Paul, right? Como Park is very cool, connected right there to the where the state fairgrounds are. Como Zoo, always a fun one to check out. And it's one of those places that I spent a little bit of time in, but still I believe only scratched the surface of what they have in there. I doubt with the streaming quality we get, we'll be able to get too great of a view here, but I'll try. See what we can see of the Mississippi here and Harriet Island. I think there's even in Como Park, there's like a little ski hill. Very small, good for learning. I want to say a friend of mine teaches skiing out there actually. I doubt the view translates very well. That beautiful view up here of the Mississippi River and Harriet Island. The new development down there along the river. We walked around there about a year ago now. I think it was a year ago, October. Trying to look at the fall colors along the river. Ended up looking at some of that stuff. There's a nice little market. Here's the cathedral. gonna get up there by the cathedral sometime. Go check that out. Check out the James J. Hill House. Oh yeah, Escape Gravity says rope tow, yes, for that ski hill. Tropical greenhouse in March is a sanity saver. Yeah, that's so nice in the middle of winter. You go in there on a freezing cold day and it's nice and warm. I think I went out there on either President's Day or Martin Luther King Jr. Day last year, and it was jam-packed, but really cool in there, just going out and exploring the gardens, specifically that tropical one too. Yeah, I really love the Como Gardens and the Como Zoo. Wonderful free public spaces that the community can go enjoy without any sort of obligation to purchase anything, which is rare in 2023.
Kevin, how are you, sir?
Which is kind of cool about that Christmas market that I walked through a little earlier. It's free to enter. You can walk right through it. I mean, it's almost all stuff to buy, but if you wanted to just go hang out, you can go hang out. Just be amongst the crowd around people without a ticket cost or anything. Here's the River Center parking ramp, which I believe part of it collapsed a few years back. I think I was reading about that the other day. Yeah, that guy has a North Star jersey, very likely. I mean, that is the old team. Classic. Before they ran away to Dallas. Alright, here we go. Yeah, very likely to see a lot of North Star jerseys at a hockey game here. There is the, I know a few months back, last time I was in St. Paul, we were talking about the PWHL, which is going to be the women's hockey team, the new professional women's hockey team. There's only going to be 6 teams in this new league, one of them being here in Minnesota. And at that point, we were unsure of what the branding was going to be or where they were going to play. And I think they just went with, for the branding of the team, which I very much disagree with. The branding of the team is just PWHL Minnesota. But they're going to play here at the xcel Energy Center. I think initially the team's name was going to be Superior, the Minnesota Superior, which is kind of cool. But they just released their branding. Jerseys, I think, are like purple. They just say Minnesota across them in that diagonal classic hockey font. Going to be kind of a cool, exciting new team launching. Hopefully they'll see some success here and we can see that women's hockey league grow. Escape Gravity says North Stars. Twits can play with names, but we know they're the North Stars. Yeah, so are you saying that the Wild, that we can play with names here, but the Wild are still the North Stars, or that the Stars team in Dallas is still the North Stars? I don't know. Either way, I think one of the things where I was reading about that parking ramp collapsing a while back, or part of it collapsing, was when they were talking about this arena, which I believe, someone can correct me, but I believe it was built right when they brought the team back about 20 years ago. 20 years ago this year, yeah? It was 2003, I think. So they're saying that the arena's a little dated, and they want a new one, even though we just got done building a what is it? Football stadium. Just got done building a baseball stadium. What, 10 years ago now? And just got done building a soccer stadium 4 or 5 years ago now. I guess the cycle will continue. So yeah, both the xcel energy centers looking to be replaced, as well as the one in downtown Minneapolis, the Target Center. You know, it's something to keep track of what will happen with the future of those, and most importantly, who will pay for them. I think that's the hot button debate. Is who should taxpayers pay for the billionaire stadium? I say no, but I'm not in charge of much. This is West 7th Street in St. Paul. LA Kings, they're not playing tonight. What are these guys? I think it's the Wild and the Colorado Avalanche. Yeah, I think if taxpayers are paying for the stadium, taxpayers should get free tickets to events at the stadium. So yeah, if I pay for a little bit of the stadium every year, I get a voucher to go to a game or a concert or something there. I think it's fair, right? I pay for the stadium for the billionaire owner. I pay for the tickets to go to the same owner. Just not my priority. But I do enjoy sports, and I do enjoy going out for a good time to a sporting event. It's definitely not a sports haven. Alright, so this is West 7th, popular area of St. Paul. Lots of fun bars and restaurants. Lots of people out, especially before a hockey game. The one. Just play hockey free at the park, says Escape Gravity. Yeah, we'll have the Wild just randomly play at a park in Minneapolis throughout the year. Hey there, guy. And wherever they decide to play, they'll announce it last minute. Everybody can show up and hope for the best. New Bohemia. It's like a German salad place. I don't think I do now. Actually worked there for a while. I think this is a very popular area in, so you got Patrick McGovern's that made me think of this, but this is a very popular area in March around St. Patrick's Day. And I know a few years ago, I think it was 2019, right before the pandemic, maybe 2018, 2017, something like that, along this street, right around the time that they had the first hockey game of the season, they did a really fun festival along here. They called it Hocktoberfest, and they closed off the street and just let everybody hang out in the streets and drink their beers and have a good time. Probably live music, giveaways before the first hockey game of the year. I think that was kind of a fun activity that I didn't know that they had just stopped doing it, and I was looking into it this year because I wanted to come down and make a video because I thought that was a cool event. And unfortunately, it was like the day of the game, and I had planned to come out here that afternoon, and they said that it wasn't going on. Hey, Mr. Ralph Rosa in NYC. Hello in NYC. Hope you're having a nice night in New York City. And I hope you're enjoying the views of St. Paul, Minnesota. We are currently on West 7th Street, which connects downtown to, I guess you can take this to get all the way back to Minneapolis or out towards the airport. Reed's. I think Tom Reed was Tom Reed a hockey player? I didn't grow up watching a ton of hockey, so I don't know.
That's pretty cheap.
Maybe Tom Reed was a former Wild player. That makes sense. Hey, Quan Stewart. Hey, hope you have not. Quan Stewart says hi from New Jersey. Hey, in New Jersey. Great state of New Jersey. Escape Gravity says the North Star is Tom Reed. I could count on you to know that one. Antique window display. Minnesotans named the team, and the name is the North. With Cazetta. Yeah, rooftop up there. I'll bet that's a fun spot in the summer or in the winter. I see heaters up there, especially on those like St. Patrick's Day type events when you look out over the street. Oops. Yeah, there's the New Bohemia, the New American German restaurant. We got the giant pretzels, cheap beer. Really fun spot. TVs as far as the eye can see. Connected to the 7th Street Truck Park. Concept with all the different taco, pizza, ice cream, all sorts of fun stuff inside there. Those concepts both, I believe, thought up by the one and only Brian Ingram, who now has the Apostle Supper Club up here on the left. He has moved on from that restaurant group and is doing Apostle, and he does Hope Breakfast Bar, which I think is a popular breakfast restaurant with a few locations throughout the Twin Cities that for every meal you buy, I believe they donate some portion of their proceeds to people in need. And I know during the pandemic they were very, very, very generous towards giving back to the community and giving out free meals and trying to help out as much as they could. When there were the fires in Maui a few months ago, I believe Brian flew out to Maui to go serve food to people who had been affected by that. So really, really big heart on that guy. Coming with some beautiful food that tastes good. restaurateur, so always eat at old Italian restaurants in St. Paul. Yeah, I haven't had too much experience with those. The one that I've been to is, I think, Digidio's, which is a few blocks up there on West 7th. And what a delicious, cheesy meal I had there. Fantastic food. But yeah, because that has lots of little Italian spots in the area. St. Paul being this historic mobster crime city. You can see those ties from back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, those sort of families, and then the families cooking up food for those people. But yeah, I think that is a part of St. Paul history that I learned about recently. It was a sort of a safe place to be if you're making those committing those crimes outside of the area. I think I remember seeing this documentary where they said that the general belief was amongst the police officers within the city was that, hey, you can live here in St. Paul and we won't arrest you, but make sure you're not committing any of your crimes here in the city. And then we didn't notice anything. Gary says hi from California. Hey Gary, welcome to Minnesota. I hope you're enjoying California. I hope the sun is still shining. I hope whatever part of the beautiful Golden State you are in, you are enjoying. My home and native land. Italians didn't commit crimes. That's just the other guys trying to make Italians feel cool for crimes they didn't commit. There we go. Yeah, the Italians were just making the delicious food, creating the culture of the city and keeping the city afloat while these guys were causing the chaos, right? Come see the national anthem at Minnesota Vikings, says Kenny Palermo. Gary says cloudy today, 59. It's 25 there in Minneapolis. Yeah, chilling down. Yeah, I did go to a Vikings game a few weeks back to see the Vikings and 49ers play. I had one of my coworkers take me out to that game, and we had a good time. Got to see the national anthem. Got to see the skull chant thing that they do before the game. Very cool tradition. Thought that was a lot of fun. The hockey team I typically go see is the San Jose Sharks. And they're having a downright abysmal year if anybody's following hockey. So I don't know if I can make it out to see them. I think they've had multiple games where they've given up 10 goals, so rough start there. But hey, with the right group of people, you can have a good time at the game. Kenny says, do you have other videos besides Minneapolis, St. Paul? So far I have some throughout the state, northern Minnesota, and then plan on going to other parts of the state, but mostly in Minneapolis, St. Paul. And then gonna explore the state more. I think I have a couple in Iowa, but mostly Minnesota, and then mostly Minneapolis, St. Paul, but I do explore the state as a whole. Jerry says, who's playing at Energy Center? So that is going to be the Minnesota Wild and the Colorado Avalanche tonight. Which I don't know how good either of those teams are this year. I think the Wild are all right, and I don't know about Colorado. My kid asks me about the Wild score sometimes. He will wake up in the morning and walk over to the Apple TV and speak into it and say, hey Siri, what was the Wild score last night? And then I'll see it there, but I don't really make a point to remember it too much. I think these two teams played in the playoffs a few years back when I was working in a restaurant. St. Paul has an orchestra too. Minnesota is hot, so excited. Jerry says, thanks, how can I donate to this platform? Oh, thank you. I mean, I do have a buy me a coffee link in the video if you'd like to donate, just in the description there, which always is appreciated. Is Minnesota colder than New Jersey? I think throughout most of the year, yeah. I don't know about at the exact moment, but yeah, we're pretty far north, and with all that cold weather coming off that tundra and off all those cornfields, it gets to be pretty cold up here. It's in the 20s today, apparently 25, and then in the winter, whew, it gets unreasonably cold here. I think a lot colder than it gets in New Jersey, where if you get snow in New Jersey or a little cold in New Jersey, you might be below freezing for a day or two. But we've had times here in Minnesota when I've been living here where I think we went 20, 30 days, maybe 15, 20 days. I don't want to be too dramatic, where we never went above freezing that whole time. It can get pretty cold out here. We've had times where there was, I think 2018 or it was 2018 that winter, I believe. There was what they called a polar vortex. And with the wind chills, it was supposed to be -40 or something. So because of that, ended up closing down the cities because it was just too cold. It was too unsafe for people to be in the streets.
You don't have to stop for us.
Yeah, it gets really cold here. I would say definitely colder than New Jersey, but I don't know about it at the exact moment. Okay. Someone saying hello, hello there. One of the things you'll notice that is a little different between parts of Minneapolis and downtown St. Paul is in the late 50s, late 60s, the gateway district of Minneapolis was pretty much completely torn down. So there's a lot more newer builds in Minneapolis, where St. Paul, I think you have a little bit more of these historic buildings, which there are a few in Minneapolis, but we will see. But thank you everybody who is tuned in and watching the live stream. I appreciate all of you taking a little time out of your night. We are here in St. Paul, Minnesota. If you enjoy the video, please like the video. And if you want to see more Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities, Minnesota, the surrounding states, wherever I end up content, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to catch the live videos that I try to do about once a week, maybe we'll do twice a week, I don't know. But typically I try to do at least one a week. Then you got to turn on the notification there so that you can tune in when we're doing it live. If you are watching it back later, I do always appreciate people saying hi, leaving comments, sending emails, any of that fun stuff.
My favorite.
It is good to have all of you here today. I'm from Minnesota. Hey, hope you're enjoying wherever in Minnesota you are today. Always enjoy walking around and then taking the opportunity to make these videos, show them for other people, especially when you can check them out no matter where you are, whether you're at home in Minneapolis or St. Paul and just can't be out tonight, or across the world and taking a look at a new place. I think one of the coolest things about the internet and YouTube and that ability is to show places like this to people who can't be here at the moment, and also to have these catalogs of what Minnesota or St. Paul was like in 2023. I do hope that someday in the future the streets can be bustling and busy again. Gotta find a way to get people back into our cities. Escape Gravity says car heartboxing is the way to thrive during the winter in Minnesota. Do we really thrive during the winter in Minnesota, or do we just kind of survive? I think the way to get through winter in Minnesota is through finding some sort of craft, creative outlet, etc. and doing something that keeps you busy and that you find cool. Synergy says go back towards Xcel Energy Center. I do have to head back this direction. I'm probably gonna head back towards this direction, and then I've got a few more minutes, but I do have to get back home soon. So I've got to get back towards Union Depot. But yeah, go back towards Xcel Energy Center would be, you know, the place to be within the crowd. What a drastic difference a few blocks can make. Here's the Green Line station. Yeah, Minnesota is going to have a new flag. We have this is currently going on. 1, 2, 3 trains for the Green Line right now. So currently Minnesota is going through the process of adopting a new state flag. I think they've narrowed it down to about 5 options, and then there's a committee picking them out. There was over 1,000 entries to it. They've got it down to about 5. That can be seen through various news sources, but yeah, we'll have a new flag here. I don't know when they're planning on completing that, but very soon. I think there was, I don't know if it was the representation of an indigenous person on the prior seal or flag that they decided they wanted to redo. Yeah, State Gravity says cool train. I do like the Metro Transit trains. I think they're fun to ride, good way to connect to the cities. They're being expanded to continue. The Green Line's going to continue all the way out towards Eden Prairies, all that stuff, St. Louis Park. And then the Blue Line will be continuing out towards Brooklyn Park, one of those northern Brooklyns, maybe both, I don't know, in the coming years too. This train with electric unicycle is better than a car in many cases. Yeah, I mean, you saw when we were around the hockey stadium there a little bit ago. It was just packed. Cars weren't getting anywhere. You ride the train to a few blocks away, and then walk the rest. This is all brand new, redone. When I was down here making that Skyway video a month, 2 months ago, something like that, all of this was blocked off. They were redoing Kellogg Street. I think it was Kellogg, yeah? This is the next one up Kellogg. I don't know. When they were redoing the street here a month or so ago, it was all blocked off. Downtown St. Paul was a mess. Couldn't drive through it. Walking is hard. Electric unicycling is easy. Yeah, I need to get that electric unicycle. Gotta check that out. I can ride a bike. I don't know if I've ever ridden a unicycle. I think I might have tried once or twice, but only in passing. Tyler says, hi guys, happy November, fall and autumn. Yeah, it sure doesn't feel like fall or autumn anymore, but it still is fall or autumn, right? Here in Minnesota, it is in the 20s. Once we get past Thanksgiving, it feels like winter. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, tonight is Fun Friday. I hope you are having a fun Friday, Tyler. I hope everybody watching along is having a fun Friday. Well, I hear someone having a fun Friday. Just walking up ahead. Yeah, I'd say they did a pretty good job with this new street design. This feels a little older, but constantly redesigning the streets to make them pedestrian friendly and walkable. Let's go back to Union Depot, take a quick step into the Christmas market, and then call it a night. Don't hit me. The bike lane on the inside being that thick, or that large, wide, not quite thick, but it makes it a little harder for cars taking that left to see ya. Twin Cities PBS building. So we're walking through Union Depot right now, the bus terminal. It connects the Green Line, various bus lines, with the Amtrak line. Walking through here going towards that European Christmas market. Maybe we'll take a quick look at the market, and then I'll head home.
I think it'd be fun to get what you need.
I am interested to see what the future holds for the European Christmas market, because it was absolutely packed earlier. If it keeps getting busier, it's going to outgrow the space. The Minneapolis holiday event, Holidazzle, is completely went from a massive parade to a event in a park to now being completely canceled this year. So with that one leaving, who knows what the future holds for that one, and then that just puts more pressure on this as it gets busier and bigger. At some point we'll outgrow the space. It's less crowded than it was earlier, actually.
Well, there's not like that much room.
Maybe everybody was out before their hockey game.
Sorry.
All good? I would say this is outright not bad in terms of crowds at all. All right, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video out and head home. But thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you for watching. Thanks to everybody who was saying hi and hanging out in the chat. Appreciate you keeping me company along the walk tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Great weekend. Until next time I see you, take care, and thanks again for watching.
Oh,